everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I thought I'd film another video for you guys, and what I want to talk about today is why I started my fitness journey and how I achieved a schedule and all different types of things like that. So if you're not subscribed already, you should go ahead and click that subscribe button down below, like this video, because why not? And let's move right into the video. So I wanted to start off this video with a little bit of my history and why I got to this point and why I wanted to change and all that stuff. So I guess I'll start from high school. So when I was in high school, I had a lot of different health issues, and I basically had to transfer from public high school into homeschooling because I had stomach ulcers, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, so I was in and out of the hospital like crazy. And that was a extremely rough time in my life, but I still got through it. But that's kind of where all of this started, was in high school. In my high school, there was a lot of cliques, and it depends on who you are and what your name is, and that depended on how you got treated. And I feel like a lot of times I would get talked about and different stuff like that just because I wasn't in school as much as I could be or even wanted to be. So that started a lot of, like, I had no self-confidence at that point. It started a lot of my anxiety and different things that I still am getting through today because of being sick and not getting to be a normal high school kid like everybody else. At this time, when I was really sick and was in and out of the hospital, they suggested that I go gluten-free. So this is a little bit about my diet. When I went gluten-free, I dropped a ton of weight, and I honestly didn't have as much stomach issues as I did, and I wasn't in as much pain as I was. So going gluten-free at that point in my life was good for me, and I went gluten-free for over 4 months, and it really helped. So that's kind of what I did then to get over it with that, and moving out of high school into homeschooling helped with the anxiety and the diet, and it all just kind of helped together and took some time to get over that part of my life. So another little bit of history is that I was a competition dancer for 13 years, and also while I was younger, I did gymnastics, cheerleading. I was very, very active and was at dance like a full-time job and all that. So I wanted to mention that in here too, that before high school, I did have a healthier lifestyle, and then after high school is kind of where everything went downhill a little bit. So after I graduated high school is kind of when things just fell downhill. When I stopped dancing and graduated high school and everything like that, I became less active. I feel like when I started college, right out of high school, I became more stressed out and would just stress eat and binge eat and emotional eat and not work any of it off because I didn't really exercise at all anymore. In my first year of school, I was actually lucky enough to go on a fitness tourism trip to Costa Rica because I am an exercise science PT track major. So this was something that was amazing, and I'm lucky that I had the chance to do it. I met a ton of amazing exercise science majors and people, and they're still in my life today. And I love them so much for being in that experience for me, because this was me finally like stepping out of my comfort zone and getting out there and doing something without my parents or friends or family, and just getting out there and enjoying everything. Being with all of these other exercise science majors kind of did like throw me off a little bit, for the fact that I realized how unhealthy I was, because they could do all this stuff and I was getting out of breath and, just slower and all that. And I just realized then and there mostly that I needed to change and I needed to work on my fitness for me and my health and my future. And that was something that I wanted to move forward in doing. I'm going to go ahead and throw a picture up on the screen of what I looked like in Costa Rica, just to kind of give you a reference. This is when I think that I was my heaviest. At this point in my life, I didn't really weigh myself, so I don't know how heavy I was there. But along the line, I did weigh myself and figured out how heavy I was later on. But at this point, I do think that this was my heaviest that I was. So at this point in my life, when I got back from Costa Rica and figured out that I wanted to change, I did what everybody else does and Googled everything I could and just went with whatever I could that I thought was going to be the quickest. And I know you're probably like, oh, you're an exercise science major, you should know how to lose weight. But it is really hard to get yourself to do what you want to do. And I went through this for like a whole nother year, just going through, trying this and then it failing, or trying to eat this way and then it failing, or trying to exercise every day and doing all this stuff that wasn't gonna help me at all, because I thought that was the quickest way that I could lose weight. And I came to realize that it wasn't, and that I needed to take my time and figure out a right way to lose weight and make it last. So finally, I am at this point now in my life where I've figured out what I'm doing. I have a set schedule, I have a diet that I do, and I've figured it all out. So now I can continue to lose weight in a healthy manner. When I started this new journey and figured out what worked for me, I decided that I was going to keep a set schedule and write down every workout that I did, everything I did, the date I did it, when I did it, and just keep track of everything, because it would hold me accountable. And this is something that I learned in school, is that you should always keep a workout log, because it holds you accountable for doing your workouts. You can say all day, I'm gonna go work out, I'm gonna do this, but if you actually are writing it down and you can see in this notebook that, oh yeah, look at all these blank pages or anything like that, then you can see what you're actually doing and what you aren't doing. Another thing that I did when I started this was get myself a Fitbit Versa. I already had a Garmin, but it didn't track as much as this one does. It only tracked my steps and my heart rate. This one actually will track my steps, the miles I walked, my heart rate. I can go on the app and track my food and calories. I can also track my sleep, which is a main thing too, because I'm one of those people who a lot of times will not get very much sleep at night, but then I'm tired and fatigued all day. So when I got this Fitbit, it actually changed a whole lot for me because I wanted to hit those marks and keep track of everything and beat myself, basically compete with myself each day and get better and better. So if that's something you'd like to do, I would definitely recommend one of these to hold you accountable for what you're doing also. Now, fitness and exercise was only one side of the turning point that I had that brought me to where I am today. The whole other side is your diet and what you put into your body. And I know people stress this a lot, but it's so true because there's so many things out there that you don't realize make you feel groggy and fatigued and you have no energy, and it's just the food that you're putting into your body. So when I started this, I decided, since I did gluten-free before and it really worked for my stomach issues and everything like that, that I was going to go gluten-free again. And I also added in dairy-free because you don't actually process dairy very well because it is from a different mammal. It is not from a human. You don't break that down in your body enough. So I decided I was gluten-free and dairy-free now, and for me personally, I do best sometimes when I just completely cut it out cold turkey and don't eat it or drink it anymore. I do the best then. So that's what I did. I started eating chicken, vegetables, beef, and vegetables, and different things that I thought were high in protein and that went into the guidelines of gluten-free, dairy-free, and it has really helped me a lot. I feel like I have so much more energy. I'm not getting as tired during the day, and I can just move around easier and everything like that. And it's hard to imagine that just what I was putting into my body completely changed me and completely changed how I felt throughout the day. So even though this worked for me, it may not work for someone else. What works for one person may not work for another person. So I'm not telling you guys to go out and become gluten-free, dairy-free, and not eat any of that anymore, because it just might not work for you. But I'm just sharing with you guys some of these tips that I've learned for my journey, and maybe somewhere in there it will help you figure out what works best for you. So overall, currently, I have found what works for me fitness-wise and exercise, and also in what I'm eating and what I'm putting into my body, to where I get enough energy, I work out enough, I burn enough calories and all that to be losing weight like I want to. So now I will go ahead and put a picture up of what I look like currently. This is not my end goal. This is just my progress that I've made, and I wanted to kind of just make a video with that progress because I'm really happy with what I look like now, and I want to continue this journey and keep working towards my goal. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you subscribe down below and like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.